Around the Ozarks in 5, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Roto-Rooter Plumbing and Drain Service, Blue Current, and Thompson Sales. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hey, good morning to you on Thursday. It's the calm after the storm because, man, what a night we had last night. It started in the evening, storms and damage in different places. So crews are out assessing that to see what kind of damage, were there tornadoes, all the things that you have to do. So, man, it was kind of a mess last night, wasn't it?
Yeah, the hail is what I was struck by. I mean, the tornado too,
Not literally.
tornado potential, but the hail, right? Not literally, but there were reports of tennis ball sized hail.
Yeah,
imagine that.
Yeah, that'll ding you up pretty good. A house, a roof, car, all that stuff. So,
yeah,
a lot of assessment going on this morning. We'll learn more about what happened in the Ozarks probably today.
At daybreak, really.
Yeah. And of course, you can check out Abby Dyer's Wake Up Weather to find out what kind of weather is on tap today. And then we'll get to the news, which is weather related, because we've had tornado warnings recently in the Ozarks, as you know, quite a few, and some problems in reaction to some of those tornado warnings. A couple of weeks ago, you'll recall us talking about this. Citizens were locked out of a storm shelter in Ozark. The doors were locked. They couldn't get in, so they were outside during the storm. Then just this week, tornado sirens sounded for all of Greene County. We heard those instead of for just the people living in a certain part of the county that was actually under a warning, because they can now divide that up. But the problem was the sirens were sounded by a mistake with the computer program. The software wasn't working properly. We're told now that has been fixed going forward. But tough time to work out the kinks is live,
Well, yeah. And I mean, it aired on the good side, right?
For the warnings.
Even though, better get the warning than not get the warning.
Yeah.
And there was a tornado elsewhere at that time. So, I mean,
yeah,
it's nobody's any worse for the wear.
No, but there's a concern about crying wolf because people, if nothing happens where they are, they tend to take it less serious the next time. That's the concern. And I think that's part of the reason why they went to those warnings where they were very specific, because they can be now. It just didn't work properly. So I think they got that fixed. Meanwhile, Springfield-based Convoy of Hope just keeps adding states to the areas where it is responding to tornado damage. A convoy is now also on the ground in Michigan, where a tornado hit in the southwestern part of that state, the Portage area, my old television market for a few years. Convoy is now delivering tarps and totes and cleaning supplies, hygiene items, and more to that area. Of course, Convoy is also on the ground in Oklahoma. In Barnesville, Convoy is distributing bagged ice and food. Ice, a big issue. Also in Sulphur and other areas of Oklahoma. And then Convoy is also giving residents in the Splendora and Hardin area of Texas help with the flooding that they've been dealing with. Cleaning supplies are needed down there, water, hygiene items. So a lot of trucks headed out of Convoy, lots of different directions over the past, several days this week, but
and
over the past few weeks.
Yeah. All right. Missouri teachers rejoice. The baseline teacher pay just increased to at least $40,000 per year. Plus, for those with a master's degree and at least 10 years of experience, they will get a minimum $48,000 per year. Governor Parsons signed 2 new bills. One of those also incentivizes 5-day school weeks. A lot of smaller districts have gone to 4-day weeks, but he's incentivizing those who will stay at 5. Also increasing support for early childhood and increasing funding for small schools.
Okay.
It's awesome.
All right. Teachers be happy about that. It's a step in the right direction in their minds, I would think. An inmate in the Pulaski County Jail died while behind bars. It happened after a fight with another inmate. So his death was caused. A man is now charged with second-degree murder for that. Inmate on inmate. Cameras captured it. Jailers say Lee, the man charged, punched the inmate, who died 4 times in the face, neck, and head. The inmate, the victim, lost consciousness, fell to the floor, and now there will be charges against the inmate who
There are charges, yeah.
Yeah.
Second-degree murder.
Second-degree
But I
murder,
mean,
right.
still far from being over, it sounds like.
Right, because they're gonna find out exactly how that happened, where were jailers, and all that sort of thing. Also, a 39-year-old from Springfield is in trouble for making a terroristic threat at a local church. Police say Shane Sylvie was in Schweitzer Church parking lot, threatening to shoot people there. Church leaders say he was walked into the parking lot, began yelling at parents and kids who were walking to their vehicles. Officers approached him, and they say he became enraged at that point, and that's when they put cuffs on him and took him to jail. So, serious threat. That's just the same weekend as I think it was in Pennsylvania. I don't know if you saw that video of the man walking into a church. He was sitting in a pew, one of the first few pews on the right. He gets up, he walks up, points a gun right at the pastor, and the gun jams. The pastor dives behind the podium, and
Oh, man.
the gun jams, and a congregant comes from behind, grabs the guy, takes him down. The pastor then comes around, helps get the gun away from him. But it's harrowing video and it's a miracle because the gun jammed. I mean, he was point blank right at it.
A gun jammed like that in Jasper County somewhere. Was it Joplin? It was Newton County, maybe somewhere in the Ozarks. Probably, I don't know, 12, 13 years ago. No, at a school.
Oh, at a school.
At a school. And it was...
Was that a long gun? It was a rifle?
It was a long gun. Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, I do too. But now I can't remember all the details. I covered it as a young whippersnapper reporter. And I was like, wow. I mean, it was truly miraculous because it's so rare that would jam like that. And it did when it counted.
Right.
All right. The Springfield Daily Citizen reports that Hammond's Tower and the John Q. Hammond's building could undergo some pretty amazing renovations and return to local ownership. That would be pretty fancy. Reporters at the Daily Citizen use the Sunshine Law to get some details on this. They also report that it looks like there's a proposal for the city's acquisition of the Jordan Valley Car Park.
Okay.
So I don't know what it all means, but it could go to local ownership, which could then mean quite a transformation for the landmarks in downtown Springfield.
Yeah.
At least the wheels are turning.
All right. We'll be watching that. And
I know, because how many decades have we reported like trying to get new life for the Hers building, and it hasn't happened,
Well, the Hers building?
I mean, it was first the Hers building, but now this. So it's like
It did
one by
happen at
one.
Hers. Yeah.
One by one. But it's cool to see, I don't know, to see what that could mean,
Yeah.
This is interesting. It appears the Boy Scouts of America are rebranding of sorts. They will no longer be the Boy Scouts, but rather Scouting America. Leaders say it's an effort to be more inclusive. Numbers have been falling off for quite a while for the Boy Scouts. As you might know, they have been plagued with bankruptcy, sexual abuse allegations. The new name goes into effect this upcoming February for the organization's 115th birthday.
Yeah, they've had a lot of issues. I don't know that the name is the issue, but
I think changing the name actually is going to cause more problems than it does good. So we shall see.
We'll see. Yeah, I mean, the Girl Scouts aren't changing their name, nor should they.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of girls who have now
in the Boy
climbed
Scouts.
the ranks, yes, of the Boy Scouts. Yeah. I mean, and I'm a tomboy. Like, I'd probably enjoy Boy Scout activities more than Girl Scout activities. In fact, I can assure you of that because they do sewing and no, thank you. But I don't know. It's interesting because it's been around for so long. So. All right, now to this. Missouri is one of 6 states suing the Biden administration over proposed changes to Title IX. The rule has been on the books for about 50 years to prevent discrimination in education and sports activities. The Biden administration's proposed changes will expand those protections based on gender identity starting in August. Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey and others contend that the proposed change to emphasize gender identity would, quote, gut the very athletic opportunities that Title IX was designed to provide.
Well, That seems true. I'm surprised that there aren't more Title IX supporters who fought for it at the beginning, stepping in to say something about this, because it does seem like a reversal if anybody's allowed to play anything.
Right.
If you've ever wanted to have a financial impact, now would be a good time to give to the Council of Churches of the Ozarks. The money specifically for foster kids and their families. Philanthropists Bill and Virginia Darr are matching donations this month made to the Council of Churches' Ambassadors for Children program. So that's good stuff. $50,000 match. So anything you give up to $50,000 will be matched very generously by the Darrs. And we know, if you don't know about the great need for foster families and the great need of foster children in the Ozarks, it is sizable.
Yeah,
it is sizable.
It is.
So this is a step.
In fact, some of the worst in the country, apparently.
Yeah,
so
this is a step to really help in that vein.
Yeah. All right. Congratulations are in order for 2 Smarties from Springfield schools, both winners in the National Merit Scholarship Program. Ilana Noor Hadai, who's a senior at Central High School, and Sahara Smith from Catholic High School. Each girl gets $2,500, which that's fancy. But get this, they were chosen among 15,000 finalists.
Wow.
In the program. How cool is
good
that?
For them. Yeah.
And we have 2 in Springfield. That's amazing. Yeah.
I'd chip in cool. 20.
You'd chip in 20 what?
Bucks to help them out. If other people in the Ozarks, we could probably do better than $2,500.
I feel like that's a low amount given the level of like academic prowess that they clearly exhibited.
Well, my guess is this is one of many scholarships they will.
Yeah. I'm sure that it is. But yeah. All right. This Saturday is the Stamp Out Food Hunger or Stamp Out Hunger food drive, I should say. So if you get mail service, you are encouraged to take part. Just set a non-perishable food item in a bag by your mailbox. Your mail carrier, when delivering letters on Saturday, will pick it up and handle the rest. So it makes it very easy.
Yep.
Also on Saturday, there's a family fun day at Rutledge Wilson Farm Park. It's kind of hard to say. It's from 3 to 5. There will be free food, bounce houses, games, as well as free fishing. And then finally, next Saturday, so the 18th, local radio station 92.9 The Beat is hosting a tribute to Taylor Swift at the Gilloys in downtown Springfield. That? Yeah. It's going to be a visual and vocal event. So not just her music, but also video. And they're going to be celebrating Taylor's music.
The Swifties will be out in force for that over at the Gilloys.
They will.
Wow.
By the way, it is the Gilloys. I think Ethan and I have already told you, but we learned it's not the Gilloys, it's the Gilloys.
Correct.
We got that straight from Jeff over there who manages it. There you go.
Yeah, he runs the place, and there was a Mr. Gilloys who started it. It way back on Route 66, and it is, as he pronounced his name, Gilloys. So
there you go. So now we're gonna try to say it right every time, even though we've had like 15 years of bad habits.
When I first got to town, I learned that from our first GM over at KY3. He was local. He grew up here, and that's what he called it. And I was like, "Do you hear how he pronounces that?" And he said, "Well, that's the way you do it." And I said, "All right." So I tried to do that since, and now I know it's in fact true.
Yeah, there you go.
Not that I doubted him, but
let the record show. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Good luck with cleaning up today. Everyone's going to need it. The hail damage and everything else. So hats off to our crews, our utility crews, and everybody else doing work around the Ozarks this morning. So
it'd be nice to get out of this pattern of extreme weather hitting all over the Midwest, from Nebraska down to Texas, up to Michigan, through our neck of the woods. I mean, it's been all over. So sometimes when you get in those patterns, you stay in that pattern for weeks at a time. So we need to get out of it.
Yeah, no doubt. Amen. All right. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning. We hope you have a great day.
We'll see you on Friday.